My brother stole from my daughter, so I reported him. 3 months ago I let my brother move in with me after his 10-year marriage ended. On Monday he decided to go into my 16-year-old daughter's room and take the money she had been saving for her first car and some fancy makeup. Last school year Elle almost took her life. She had been getting bullied at school for her acne and had a hard time making friends. When she got released from the hospital she was dead set on starting new. She wanted to work all summer so she could save for her first car and for some high-quality makeup to cover her scars and gain more confidence. She wanted to go to a different school that's a 30-minute drive away from our place, but there's no bus option, which is where the desire to afford her first car comes from. She got 2 jobs, one at McDonald's and the other is detasseling on a cornfield, which is a relatively hard physical labor job. I questioned her on why she would be alright with working her summer away and she told me that she didn't have much to look forward to anyways considering how she had no friends. She told me that working towards her goals in order to start at a new school and move on from the past would be more worth it to her than losing a single summer to work, and I was so proud of her. Her uncle was proud of her too. He would always talk about how shocked he was that she stuck with it and even spent hours looking through cars with her. What I didn't know was that my brother had been using substances during this time. It's actually why his marriage ended, but I didn't know until after everything happened. I think his bank account was being monitored or he was only able to spend a specific amount of money until they froze his account, and that's why he stole her money. When she told me some of her money had gone missing I almost blamed her. I asked her why she didn't hide it and she looked at me with the most serious but innocent face and asked why she'd do that when she didn't know she had to. Of course she wasn't thinking about someone she loves and trusted going into her safe space and stealing from her. When I finally confronted my brother he tried playing dumb, lying, then told me that maybe she didn't have as much as she thought she did, before he landed on the question of why she couldn't just find a cheaper car because it wasn't his fault he was sick. I don't know much about addiction but I do know there is help, so I told him I'd take him to rehab. He laughed in my face and told me that it was a stupid idea because his addiction isn't that serious. I was shocked because he stole from my child, his own niece, to get his fix and he's sitting here trying to convince me his addiction isn't that serious? I told him he could either give her back her money or he had to leave, and he said he had nowhere to go because he only had $5 to his name. He was only thinking of himself and I didn't feel comfortable with him being in my home anymore. As he was packing Elle came in looking upset telling me that if he's sick we shouldn't kick him out, but I told her that I had given him options and he made his choice. School started on Tuesday and I tried driving her to her new school before work this week, but it's just not going to work out. I work 45 minutes in the opposite direction and school is let out hours before I get off. Online schooling wouldn't work for her either. I'm devastated for her but I can't just give her the money out of my own pockets. I'm living paycheck to paycheck like many of us are, so now I have to try and enroll her back to the school that's closer and I'm feeling sick over it. I can't go back in time to prevent my brother from stealing, but I can tell his employer that he's currently facing an active addiction. His job involves him using heavy machinery around a lot of people and he isn't allowed by any means to be impaired. If something happened and someone got hurt I would be guilty because I knew he was using. Yesterday I sent in an anonymous tip to his employer and there was a random substance test, which he failed because he got inebriated before his shift. I don't feel bad because he was putting people's lives at risk, but was I wrong?